Hello, hello, Megan Thompson here with Megan Thompson Coaching, and today we are going to cover the 3 pillars of a successful summer. Let's get started. You're parenting a sensitive child who is stuck in the meltdown cycle and they are hitting, kicking, screaming, yelling, slamming doors, running away, or shutting down and refusing to do whatever it is that you want them to. You may be dreading summer, right? Trying to figure out what your child needs or what your teen needs in order to stay focused on enjoying this relaxation time without swinging to the extreme of just no control and no responsibility to the point where you are worried about how the end of the summer will go before you even start it. Then this show is for you. You definitely want to listen in. All right, so when we look at the 3 pieces that we're going to talk about today, we're going to make this a short show today because it's summertime, so who knows what your schedule's looking like, right? Let's go ahead and dive in. So one of the things that we know for sure is very important when parenting a sensitive child, sensitive teen as well, is number 1, you need to stick to a routine. Okay, so obviously when it's summertime, that can be really tricky, right? Because things are changing. And it's also true that it was probably tricky to keep a routine when your kid was out of school as well. And I want to remind you that even if the schedule looks different, it can still feel rhythmic. It can still feel like there is a succession of we do this first, and then we do this, and then we do that, and then we do that. And then that plan can be a part of your management of the day with your kids, and you can set that expectation as well. So one of the things that we know is really, really important when parenting in the summer is managing your time effectively and helping your children manage their time as well. Because if you're the one who is potentially working from home and your child is expected to manage themselves for part of that, then you need to be able to lead with the expectation that your child will figure this out and support them in being able to follow through on general expectations, certain time of waking up, breakfast happening, so that they don't fall into sleeping till noon and then waking up hangry, right? So maintaining a routine is really important. The next piece that is very important in managing sensitive children and parenting sensitive children at home is to prepare for environmental changes and sensory overwhelm, right? So 4th of July is coming up and it'll be important for you to observe what kind of noises and sensory intensities will be happening during the holiday and afterwards. Because your child can struggle with noise intensity, sensory overwhelm related to surprises, not just the noise, right? Because one of the things that we see many parents get tripped up on, wondering, oh, does my child fit the criteria for sensory processing disorder, or is it sensory processing sensitivity, which is the highly sensitive trait, is related to noise, right? My kid can scream at the top of their lungs and yet can't handle fireworks, right? Or can tolerate the baby crying, but can't handle loud crowds, loud noises, loud parties, right? Wild music, etc. And so I really encourage you to notice what's contributing to your child's stress, because this inconsistency in the noise sensitivity is much more prevalent for children who have sensory processing sensitivity personality trait and fit that criteria, rather than children who have SPD. Because SPD is typically at the neurological level, the brain is overwhelmed no matter what with what loud noise is. It's not typically characterized by certain noises and certain circumstances when it's been a long day, and all of these things have to, like, a lock and key combo have to match up in order for the child to lose it. However, you may be noticing more of that sort of pattern if your child is highly sensitive. All right. And then when we go into preparing for that, you need to be able to come up with a contingency plan to support your child to manage themselves in this setting, or decide, right? We have a lot of parents who will initially pack for these firework experiences, or for the sensory overwhelm parties, etc., and come up with a plan. And one of the things that I want you to be able to know is that it absolutely is possible to go through the summer with plans to help your child with their sensory overwhelm, and also not avoid these experiences, right? You can experience the joy and fun of the hustle and bustle of barbecues and fireworks and things like that, and also support your child with their noise sensitivities or their crowd sensitivities. And this can be something that you can support your kid in doing, so that some of the sensitivities actually go away. And this is something that feels much more manageable with a system. So the last thing that you need to be able to do, but oftentimes you hear me say is the highest priority, is to manage your expectations, right? You need to educate yourself on child development. Is it developmentally appropriate to expect a 4-year-old to not be startled by fireworks? No, right? There's a big boom going on. I know when my daughter, who's also highly sensitive, she's 6 now, and when she was really little, she would tell me, because we do what we do here in our house, and she would say, "Oh, that's a big boom. I feel it in my chest." And she was able to tell me at 2, when we went to fireworks for the first time, that she would feel it in her chest. She was able to describe the intensity and the vibration and how that felt in her torso. She could feel it in the ground, right? It was a big boom. And she enjoyed and was able to tolerate the delight and experience delight, I should say, tolerate the noise and experience delight of the fantastical fireworks, because they're fun, right? They're a blast. And you know what? She was 2 turning 3. She has a summer birthday. So I'm just reminding myself of how, because earlier than that, we didn't keep her up for the fireworks, but just recognizing that capacity, children can tolerate it, but it doesn't mean that they won't be surprised, right? It's really important for you to educate yourself on child development, and also notice that daily meltdowns are not developmentally appropriate for highly sensitive children, no matter the age. That intensity has to be much less than what you're experiencing at 20, 30, 40 minutes long, etc. That's not developmentally appropriate for young children even. And this is important for you to be aware of. All right, so I want to look at this from a place of possibility as you go into the summer months and enjoy yourselves, right? And let's take a look at Lori and Jeff. One of their reported experiences in working with us is something that we hear is quite inspirational for many of our clients as they jump in, because Lori and Jeff have been working with us for quite some time now. And when they started, their son was having constant meltdowns. They were dreading summer. Okay, mom had been struggling so much that she was actually experiencing panic attacks when it came to the point where her son was when it came to the point where she felt like she needed to take her son places. He was at the time 8 years old, and so he's too big to carry around, right? He's doing well in school. He is struggling at home, and mom is really, really struggling and wondering, how will this ever end, right? 8 years of this, right? And mom was already in therapy. She'd already been working on some other emotional needs herself due to, again, anxiety is a side effect of the meltdown cycle, right? And what she was able to say, and Jeff had said that they were able to enjoy their summer vacation. Okay, summer vacations are something that we can now enjoy. A sitter and I go out with Lori, and we worry without melting down. Lori has said before that the work that she's done here has made such an impact that years and years of therapy just never actually move the needle for her. So our mornings are stress-free, evening routine is seamless, kids have been playing more together, and car rides are more peaceful. I wake up and he's not the first thing on my mind. I've taken both kids to the grocery store. I don't cringe when my husband asks to go golfing, and we are going on dates. And so when you look at the possibilities for your family, I really want to encourage you to stay focused on dreaming big, right? If just getting through the day, white knuckling it, hanging on till bedtime has been something that is typical for you, then I encourage you to dream bigger. If you want help figuring out what that looks like and what's possible for you, then I encourage you to go over to our free masterclass, listen to the process it more in depth, spend that time to do that. Go to meganthompsoncoaching.com/5 steps, and I'll walk you through the entire strategy that we teach our clients and break those shifts that our clients have made out into pieces there for you. Okay, and we'll talk soon. All right, have a great week and speak.